everybody. Naturally Caffeinated Dale here. This is the week of November 1st, 2021. And this is your positive quote or thought of the week. And here's what I have to say this week. I wanted to go on the thought process of taking something one small step at a time. And I've talked to a lot of folks recently that are trying to accomplish these big and great things, and they're getting a little bit overwhelmed. And there's many quotes that tie into this. One of my favorites is, "He who wishes to move a mountain begins by carrying away small stones." And it just means start with something and then kind of work forward from that. There are three more quotes that I actually kind of came upon this week that I want to kind of focus on and talk about briefly. But they all tie into not getting overwhelmed, taking small steps, small bites out of whatever you're trying to accomplish, and then progressively moving forward. So the question I have for you, the first challenge I'll ask is, are you working towards something that you're trying to achieve? Are you? What are you doing to try to accomplish that? So that being said, here's the first quote. First quote is from Martin Luther King Jr. He said, "Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step." So sometimes people don't believe they can do it. There's a lot of doubt. They're overcome with doubt and the worry that they won't be able to succeed. Don't worry about it. You don't need to see the whole process. Just take that first step. And there's a part of that that has to do with faith. You believing in yourself, you believing in the people that you surround yourself with to help you, encourage you, support you with whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. So take a page out of Martin Luther King Jr.'s book here and recognize that you take that first step in faith and that you don't need to see everything. Don't need to see the whole staircase. Just take that first step. So go ahead and give that a shot. The second quote is from Abraham Lincoln. And I have a near and dear affection for Abraham Lincoln because I was born on the same day as Abraham Lincoln was. Not the actual day, but the February 12th is my birthday as well. Here's what he said. He said, "The best thing about the future is that it comes only one day at a time." And I know that every time we start to think about our future, our planning, what's going to happen, down the line, it gets a little bit scary. It's a little overwhelming. And it's very easy to become overwhelmed or scared or apprehensive about the plan or what's going to go into kind of making or kind of making up the future. But take a page now, listen to what Abraham Lincoln is saying. And he says that the best thing about the future is that it comes only one day at a time. So you can handle today. If you're struggling, all you've got to do is figure out a way to manage today the best you can and then set yourself up possibly the best you can for tomorrow. And those are small little incremental ways to keep a positive attitude and keep moving yourself forward. Take one day at a time. For anybody that ever has been really, really overwhelmed, if you are a mom, for example, or a dad, and being a parent is hard and you're struggling with that, just work through and make the best decision that you can today for your family and your children. And from that, you can work through this and then work on tomorrow. But just get through today. That's it. And then when you're done with today, recognize that you accomplished something. That was something you should be proud of. Rejoice in that. Feel good about what you just did, right? So, one day at a time. Number three, third quote today, official quote, is from Vincent van Gogh. And he said, "Great things are not done by impulse, but by a series of small things brought together." So it doesn't happen just because. It doesn't happen by impulse or automatically or randomly. There's a little bit of thought that goes into that. So if you are trying to make it through the day, or if you are trying to work yourself through a plan, give yourself a little time to think through it. Think about how things are going to be handled. Think about how things will come together. Think about all the different items that might play a factor into the success or failure or challenge of whatever you're trying to do. And recognize that they're not done. Great things are not done by impulse. It's not just going to happen on a whim, but by a series of small things brought together. So that's what we're talking about. Small little actions, small little thoughts, small little plans. And all those little things that you've been working on will eventually come together, and then those great things will eventually happen. So the concept for this whole week is really just taking one day at a time, one step at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 second at a time, one choice, one opportunity at a time, and then try to see what happens from there, right? And by doing that, the ultimate plan, the ultimate goal is reached. Thanks for watching the channel. I appreciate your support. Please tell your friends, smash the like button. I'll talk to you again next week.